It is Jerry. It's me, not an imposter. I am in line at the gas station. So I'm being safe today. And I figured I would talk to you briefly about Noah, because I just saw Noah last weekend. I got to attend a screening of this. So I figured, why not talk about it? So yeah, Noah. Darren Aaronofsky's Noah. Darren Aaronofsky, professional, famous for films like Pi and Requiem for a Dream and The Wrestler and Black Swan is doing this movie. And it's pretty cool. I liked it more than I thought I was gonna. The trailer sort of made it look like Ridley Scott's Robin Hood to me, which I don't know, just for some reason it kind of looked trite and uninteresting. But there's a lot more going on than I thought there would be. This movie has a really cool style. That's probably what stood out to me the most. It's got this interesting visual flair and these recurrent montages and sort of hallucinatory dream sequences that I thought were really cool. I know his goal, he said, like, you know, when the Bible stories talk about God speaking to people, speaking is kind of a loose translation of that word, so, you know, it would be more like he would come to them and convey messages in dreams and through imagery and stuff like that. So I like that they incorporated that, you know, instead of just having the sky open up and having a big dude be like, Noah, you must fucking save shit, you know. It does have that sort of epic, how might this actually have looked feel to it, but it's still got a certain element of, I guess you'd call it fantasy. I mean, there are certain, you know, miraculous things that happen over the course of the movie that are interesting. The cast is all really good. You know, Russell Crowe is great, Jennifer Connelly's great, Ray Winstone is great, Logan Lerman and Emma Watson, and I forget the actor who played the other son. Everybody does a good job in this movie, acting-wise, and the direction is certainly confident. The story is interesting to me. As I remember the story of Noah, it's not super dense in the Bible as I recall it, but, you know, they do kind of expand that mythology, if you want to call it that, in some ways that are really cool. You know, Adam and Eve had 3 sons, Cain, Abel, and Seth, and, you know, Cain killed Abel, blah, blah, blah. So now the bloodline of Cain and the bloodline of Seth have sort of endured, and they're these tribes, essentially. And that's kind of a cool way to look at this, and it gives an interesting sort of antagonistic bent to the story. There were some things I wasn't expecting. There are these big guardian rock creatures, these fallen angels, that I thought were actually really cool. It might be hard for some people to swallow, but I thought those were really cool. What took me aback about this movie is the fact that in the second half, it goes completely insane, which part of me really does like, but it's like they get to a certain point, they build the ark, they get on the ark, and that's not the whole movie. You know, after that, there's this sort of like Abraham-esque thing. I don't want to give too much away, but there is some insanity which sort of takes hold of the story there, and part of me really likes it. I mean, the performances are all great. You can really see the struggle and the wholehearted derangedness that takes over Noah and that starts to grip his family. And there are some interesting conflicts that are brought up in here. Tonally, for me, it was sort of a left turn. So that's the part of the movie where Darren Aronofsky really gets to be Darren Aronofsky, because his movies sort of always come back to people sort of destroying themselves and going down these spiralous pits into the abyss of obsession and self-destruction. So this movie does have some of that, and it becomes rather harrowing. I don't know if I fully feel like the two halves of the movie fit together. Like, the logic makes sense, but I'm still trying to process that. But it's an interesting movie. It's more interesting than I thought it was going to be. I liked it more than I thought I would. Everyone involved does a great job, and there's some really cool visual sequences and montages and stuff. So yeah, that's Noah for me as of right now. Let me know what you thought. What's your, you know, I mean, people kind of shit on Bible movies or faith-based movies, but let's talk about that. Do you guys like particularly any Bible or faith-based or any other, you know, faith-based movie a whole lot for any reason? And as always, comment, subscribe, and yeah, Noah, I'm Jerry. Until next time, cheers.